pages of the Modern Fundamentals of Golf, Mr. Hogan gives us a summary and a review. And hidden away in there is a very small and simple drawing, again by Ravielli. It shows the way that Mr. Hogan addressed the ball with all the different clubs. In the 50 years since the Modern Fundamentals of Golf was published, there have been two schools of thought on the ball position. Now I believe these two schools of thought have led to one university of confusion. The first school of thought is what is called a constant ball position. So with the driver here, I take my stance and get my grip comfortable. You'll notice the row of balls represents a ball position left heel. Now in the constant ball position, if you moved the right foot narrower, that would be a 6-iron stance. Narrower again, it would be a wedge stance. But the ball position visually and physically stayed in the same place. Now let's have a look at the progressive ball position. Pretty much the same with the driver. The ball is left heel. But then, as the club becomes shorter, the ball position moves back to left centre. Then, with the shortest club in the bag, the ball moves back to dead centre. So there we have the two schools of thought, progressive and constant. Let's ask Mr. Hogan how he would have done it. To clearly represent the drawing, to show how Mr. Hogan used the ball position, I've replicated the row of 13 balls here. Hogan took his stance with the driver. The shaft was a right angle to the target line. Having taken his grip and his stance, the ball appeared to be just inside the left heel. Now, here's one of the reasons we lost a fundamental. Mr. Hogan's foot was back behind his left. In other words, he played from a mildly closed stance. The line across his toes were now to the right of the fairway, or right of target. Now, although visually it doesn't seem that the ball position has changed, visually it's the same, but physically the ball now is opposite Mr. Hogan's big left toe. So he could approach the ball from the inside and create some draw spin. It's a great place to hit the driver from. So how would he do it with the 6-iron? Well, very simply, the left foot would retain its place and the right foot would move in. Rather than a closed stance, Mr. Hogan had a square stance. In the 13 golf balls, the middle ball represents the 6-iron. So you can see now the shaft is over the row of balls, the stance has narrowed, and indeed the row of balls is left centre. There's dead centre, there's left. The row of balls is left centre. So the 6-iron is played from a left centre ball position with the handle of the club clearly over the ball. Lastly, with the shortest club in the bag, we take the wedge or the sand iron. The right foot narrowed in Mr. Hogan's case, and the ball appears to be again just inside the left heel. But look at the drawing carefully. The right foot is a little forward of the left in a mildly open stance. Visually, the ball appears to be left heel, but if you draw a line across my toes again, you will see that physically the ball is opposite the centre of my stance, taking into account my swing path and my swing plane. So there you have it, a little bit of truth from the two schools, some progressive, some constant. Mr. Hogan was constant visually, the ball appeared left heel, but in practical terms, he played a progressive ball position. It's so important we pick up on the fact that he was closed with his driver, square with his 6-iron, and open with his wedge.